Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Public Allies platform. I'm your host, Ayesha Sardar, and today we are doing a business promotion. Like you know, a few months ago, we started with these business promotions because we wanted it to help the local businesses. So today we are in conversation with Terrance Rajah, who's a financial security advisor. He has his own life insurance brokerage, AGA, called Agape Life. Welcome, Terrance.
Thank you very much for having me, Aisha. Pleasure being
Yeah.
here.
Oh, pleasure is all ours. So tell us, how did you get into insurance? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, getting into insurance was very strange because one day, like it was in 2010, and I have been to Canada. I got into Canada in 2009, and 2010 in Toronto, I was walking home around 1 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and after work, and unfortunately, I was mugged by three young guys and at gunpoint, and then safely, but they just took my money and they ran away, and I just went home.
Oh, thank
At
God
that
for
time,
that.
my family was overseas, and when I went home, I started thinking, and I felt that in case something had happened to me, um, the financial protection that my family would have needed was not there, and so from that point onwards, I started thinking, and I felt that I should get some insurance coverage. And
Mm-hmm.
I looked at one of the community newspapers, and I recognized one gentleman, and I called him, and from there onwards, I got my first policy. While talking to the gentleman, his name is Mr. Terrance Rajah,
Mm-hmm.
and owner and president of Life Under Insurance and Investments. So while talking to him, we had to know we knew a mutual friend, and then we made more further connections, and then he started through my friend's influence. He started pushing me and asking me to join as a insurance advisor.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to make that decision, it took about 4 years. And finally, in 2015, I said, yes, I'll join. And I got my license and joined Life Under Insurance Investment in 2015.
Oh, okay. So see how an incident in your life changes you, right?
Yeah,
It
definitely.
makes you
And
think.
when I started got into my insurance,
Mm-hmm.
the slogan I carried was something that was in me from that incident, is that when life happens, how prepared are you?
Yeah,
And
that was what I wanted to ask you because it's an
because that
interesting
day,
one.
yeah, correct, sorry, that day when it happened to me, I was not prepared at all.
Yeah.
It could have gone either way, and I was not prepared, and that was in my mind. And when I got into insurance, that's the first thing I started saying: when life happens, how prepared are you? And that's how it came in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful slogan, everybody has to think about it. So I actually wanted to ask you, like, when what does it mean to you? Because it is a different slogan, and if you have it there, it had to be connected somewhere to your life. So I thought so.
Yes,
uh,
and also, if you look at the recent example of the COVID pandemic
yeah.
that happened, how
Mm-hmm.
many of us were prepared when life happened? Life just happened overnight, right?
Yeah.
Suddenly, March first week, we all were going to work and doing our normal lives last year.
Yeah.
Second week, slowly, we started hearing various rumors,
Mm-hmm.
and people were all out doing their grocery shopping, everything in March 15th, and the 16th or 17th, we all went into a lockdown.
Yeah.
And during this last 1.5 years, a lot of people lost their loved ones. A lot of people fell ill, and how many of them were financially protected?
Yeah.
No one. So,
True.
so a lot of people had a lot of consequences that happened. So again, when life happens, how prepared are you is a clear example that we just faced not long ago.
Yeah. And it is a question that all of us have to ask,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
But another interesting thing is the name of your brokerage, Agape. What does it mean?
Agape is a Greek word.
Mm-hmm.
It's a biblical word
Mm-hmm.
for unconditional or highest form of love.
Okay.
It was associated with me in the year of 2010-11 when we used to play an inter-church cricket tournament,
Mm-hmm.
among 5-6 churches in Toronto, and a highly competitive tournament. And the challenge trophy was named Agape Cup. And by participating in that cricket tournament and by attending that church that I represent, I did meet some wonderful people who are still big part of my life. And because of that, when I decided to name a brokerage, I don't think I didn't have to look further. And this word agape came into my mind. And again, agape is unconditional love, and that is something that we try to do in our business when we try to speak to families and guide and educate them to protect them as well. But the breadwinner of the house does it for their loved one is all through unconditional love.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really nice name. So, getting into insurance, okay. I've heard that, there's a life insurance and then there is living benefit. What does it mean?
Most of the people think that life insurance is something that after they die, uh, it goes to their loved ones,
Yes.
which is true.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, living benefits is something that you have a protection, and you get that protection if you fall ill when you are alive.
Oh.
And most of the people are not aware of this. I think the statistics say about 30% is only protected with living benefits.
Mm-hmm.
And those three major living benefits are critical illness, disability, and long-term care.
Mm-hmm.
Just briefly to touch on these things, disability is something that is connected to our income,
Mm-hmm.
the income that we declare. If you are employed and if you have benefits, most of the time the disability is part of that. If you are self-employed, then you need to take disability to cover our income. So from the income that we declare to CRA, 66 to 30% is covered.
Yeah.
At the same time, critical illness is a coverage that we all can take if you are medically okay. If you have medical issues, then there is non-medical options as well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are medically qualified, it covers you with 25 illnesses. And those major illnesses are like heart attack, stroke, cancer, bypass, paralysis. All these are common that you hear every day in our lives.
Yeah.
It's a lump sum coverage that we can claim after 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of that is, even if you don't have any illnesses and you go through it well, at the age of 65, you have an option to take 100% of the refund back. So it's kind of a forced saving if you at least contribute minimum 15 years to that policy.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it early is good because when you are healthy, it's easier to get approved. So it's a protection that you can have. And when you have critical illness, it doesn't mean, sometimes you're working and your spouse might also have to stay at home to look after you.
Yeah.
Because depending on the illness.
Yeah.
So your spouse is not going to get any income coming in because you're the one who is sick.
Yeah.
Then sometimes the medications are not covered, like medications are expensive. So that lump sum coverage would definitely help you.
Mm-hmm.
And also, especially if you're self-employed, then what are you going to get? Like if your business has to run and you need money for that and your family. So having a critical illness, something as a living benefit is really great.
Mm-hmm.
The third thing is long-term care, which when you are permanently disabled and if you want to, be looked after by a nurse or join a nursing home, a
Mm-hmm.
monthly long-term care contribution will be helpful and it will not eat up to your savings and investments, whatever you have. So this is just briefly to let you know about what those living benefits are. But yes, life insurance there are various types of life insurance, which is uh, when a client sits down and wants to know, it's up to us to educate them on what they have.
Yeah.
But mostly what happens is that the clients try to assume that it is costly. They themselves assume that sitting with an advisor is going to cost them money.
Yeah.
But we are here to help them. We are here to educate them. We are here to understand their financial situation
Mm-hmm.
and suggest something that will have at least some protection.
Yeah.
If from $30-40 to $50 to whatever the amount you need, you can have coverages.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really a family, if somebody individual, if he really needs 500,000, for example, as a life insurance coverage,
Mm-hmm.
and he or she decide not to take it because it's expensive right now, at least take 100,000,
Yeah.
because something would really help your loved ones at the time of need.
Yeah.
So it's always good to sit down and have that first chat, understand different cost options, and
Mm-hmm.
then you make the advisor doesn't make the decision for you. Advisor job is to understand your needs,
Yeah.
understand your financial situation, and recommend you the right product and right coverages for your needs. Then if you once you understand that, then you'll be in a position to choose what you want.
Yeah.
So that's what these two are.
Oh, that was a very clear-cut explanation. Believe me, I understood every bit of it. So, again, coming back to, like you said, people think advisors are expensive, or it's going to be expensive for them. So I have seen 100,000, a coverage of 100,000 is not going to cost them like more than $50, is it?
Yeah, depending on the
Yeah.
age, and depending on what kind of insurance they take. Again, as I told you earlier, like it's all up to them to sit down and have a chat.
Yeah.
And sometimes they might not need insurance, because it depends on if you don't have any dependents, if your children are grown up, if your everything is taken care of, you don't need insurance.
Yeah.
So this morning, for example, I was having a friendly chat with a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and my friend said that I don't want to take insurance and for the money to go to my children.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yes, absolutely, yes, you don't need, because your children are grown up.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your children can take care of your mortgage, and they are working, and I'm sure they should be able to take care of it. And your final expenses, you have some savings. Why do you need insurance?
Yeah.
But what you might need is critical illness,
Yeah.
because that is the money you will get if you fall ill, or if you don't fall ill after 15 years. So when my friend is around 50, I think. So when you're 65, you'll be able to get the refund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Either way, you have some money there.
Yeah, and why I was saying $50. See, it's not going to go like it's not going to be $500, obviously. So if it is $50, we spend that $50 like in so many things. It could be like a saving which you're putting aside for yourself, and it'll come handy when you need it at the time, like at a critical
I
time
was
in a
speaking to another
situation.
client who wanted to take a $50,000 insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and the cost was $84.
Yeah.
This is an elderly lady, and want to take. Now she was telling me, "Oh, Terrance, let me wait for a few months, and when I'm able to spend that money, I'll
Mm-hmm.
take the insurance." I asked her, "What is your budget?" She said $60. Now for that $24,
Mm-hmm.
she was not trying to take a 50,000 coverage
Mm-hmm.
and wait for a few months. She's
Mm.
already old.
Yeah.
Older means like the time where we all get illnesses, like 50s. But now she's putting herself risk that if she gets diagnosed with something, she might not be able to get the insurance she wants.
Yeah.
And instead of taking 50,000, maybe she can take 40,000 or 42,000, and she can still fit into that budget.
Yeah,
Or
absolutely.
I'm sure she can make room in some way that she gets that extra $24 in, and she gets the coverage she wants.
Yeah. And
These advisors she can only get if she speaks to advisors who are
mhm,
knowledgeable and who are interested in trying to help the customer the way they want.
yeah, I completely agree with that. You're not looking at the benefits that it's going to bring. And if you speak to an advisor, they could have something that'll be within your budget, right?
Yes.
So absolutely. So that's about insurance, Terrence. But I also know that you have played cricket and sports, and you support it too. So how exactly do you do that? Because I hear that's your favorite sport as well.
Yeah. So what happens is that cricket is something that lives in me every day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a passion.
Yeah.
And we do things that this generation thinks that we are crazy with the way we do things for cricket. It just
Okay.
it
I
just
belong to
so
this generation. I don't know which
And
generation you're talking
I
about.
will, but in 2019, we founded a cricket club
Mm.
by the name of Crimsonites Cricket Club.
Mm-hmm.
And we have about 30 members in the team
Wow.
with the age group of in the mid 20s to over 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very active club. We participate in the Markham League.
Oh.
And we can't wait till the uh, this lockdown is taken out and we are let free, because only then the league will start
Mm-hmm.
and the grounds available will start coming in. So we are very excitedly looking forward for this phase 2 to happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a nice diversified group of people
Mm-hmm.
who are really passionately involved in cricket. And I did play till 2018, but last couple of years I've not been able to.
You're managing it now.
Yeah, I manage it, and but the youngsters are there. They're taken over. They're doing a great job. I just overlook it,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's where the cricket is concerned.
Wow. Yeah. If you're coming from a South Asian country, definitely cricket is something, you're passionate about always.
Like this.
So, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Terrance. This was wonderful. And whoever wants to reach out to Terrance, the information will be given. Even otherwise, Terrance, do you want to just read out your number or your email ID? Just tell the
Yeah, they can
viewers about
always
it.
reach me, by text or call in 647-528-411, 4111, sorry. And
Can you say it
anytime
again
reachable,
now?
anytime I'm reachable, and I'm sure they have details
Mm-hmm.
through Messenger, to WhatsApp, to text.
Okay.
They can call me anytime. I'm a 24/7 guy, so they can call me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
One most important thing is one advice that I would like to give everyone is that you go to any advisor.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be me.
Mm-hmm.
Go to anybody. But whoever you go, you do your due diligence,
Yeah.
get good reference. Look at people who are able to educate you. Sit down for a couple of hours and educate you, instead of trying to take the application form or trying to sign you up.
Sell you immediately. Yeah.
Try to educate you. Make a couple of trips. Make sure that you understand what you're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
Once you have done your homework, once you have done your due diligence, and you have checked out, and this is the advisor that you want to go with proper reference.
Mm-hmm.
Once you sit down with the advisor, trust the advisor.
Yeah.
Because that trust is a big thing, because that trust is going to make you to make a strong decision.
Mm-hmm.
And then that relationship that you start on that day is not a short-term relationship. It's not real estate or mortgage where you just do the deals and it's done. That advisor is going to go a long way with you in different stages of your life, till any illness happens or something, unfortunately, something happens.
Yeah.
It's a long relationship.
Yeah.
And for that, if you don't have that trust in the beginning, you will not be able to develop that relationship.
Yeah.
So, but prior to meeting the advisor, do anything you want. You have to do your due diligence. You have to get referrals. You need to check out the advisor, understand the advisor. But once you sit down, you just make sure that you have that trust.
Yeah. So again, thank you for that advice, Terrance. And if you want to reach Terrance, you can call him on 647-528-4111, or you can email him at Terrance Rajah, terranceraja@gmail.com. Thank you so much for that advice and for talking to us today, Terrance.
Ayesha, thanks for the opportunity, and I'm glad that I had this time with you, and looking forward for many more chats.
Yeah, sure. So that's it from us. Thank you so much for joining us today for this business promotion. We'll be back again on Thursday. See you until then. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.